All right, folks, welcome back to episode 51 of the Ginge Ball Podcast. We have a special World Cup edition. We got another World Cup. We have Hadi on the pod. Obviously, he was here for our Prem season preview. He had some good picks. He had Sunderland up in the table.
Some bad ones, some bad picks
Some
too.
bad ones too. But Hadi, how are we feeling, brother? Welcome back.
You're good, dude. I honestly earlier today I looked at the World Cup schedule and I was like, dude, we're recording
I
this on
know.
Tuesday. Like, it's in 2 days. I
I
was like, oh
know.
crap. Because there's
I,
still friendlies going on. Like there's friendlies tomorrow. So like the day before the World Cup. So dude, it snuck up on us, but I'm hyped. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, the matches are so spread out. Like some teams' first match isn't till like next week, like late next
Yeah.
week. So like yeah, some teams have friendlies and then some teams are starting the World Cup Thursday, like
Yeah. But
midday.
it's
So
it's fun because there's like games every single day. Like it's you got
I
something to look
can't
at
wait,
every
bro.
day.
The energy is gonna be amazing. I'm just excited to like go into Philly one of these weekends and just like see everyone like banging the drums and like out in the streets and stuff. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't
it'll be
wait.
electric.
I mean, first World Cup on American soil of our lifetime, right? Because
Yeah.
94 was the last in America.
I think it was 94. Yeah. But I mean, I know 2002 and 2006 weren't here. So it was
Yeah.
definitely before us.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll also get to the US and what we think about them. But I think a good way to go about this is we're going to go through all of the groups here and we're just going to pick our group winners and our runners up. And then we'll get into sort of some of the awards of the tournament and who we think might progress further and further. But let's start with Group A. Who do you have topping this? I find this group to be really difficult to sort of get a finger on just because there's not really like a dominant team in this group.
Yeah.
What do you think for this group and who do you have?
Dude, like, and what I realized when I was looking through a lot of these, like, before I actually looked at the team's results and their form and how they've done over the last year or two, like, I had completely different impressions of them versus what's actually happened. Like, so I have Mexico first. And
Yeah,
going into like when I was like, oh, Group A, like originally I was like, dude, Mexico's gonna be like third or fourth. And then I looked at the results, dude, they're doing really
they're
well.
cooking.
They're like 8 games undefeated, 6 wins, and the two draws are against Portugal and Belgium. And then they're coming off that like Gold Cup win against the US last year, home field advantage. So I got them first and Czech second. Because Czech also, man, like they got 6 wins in a row, two losses in their last 19. Like they look pretty good. It's hard to ditch South Korea and kind of ignore Sun, but dude, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Ochoa,
I like that pick. I actually have Mexico topping the group as well. Yeah, Joe being in the team is crazy, by the way. But yeah, I think also in terms of South Korea, similarly to you when you were saying that like your impression of these teams from the last time we saw them versus like what the truth of their form is so different. South Korea was like the reverse of that for me, where like in my head I'm like, yeah, South Korea, that's like they're always a good side. They always progress. They do pretty
yeah,
well, like round of 16 exit. And then like I start to look at their roster, I start to look at their results, and I'm like, so it's Sonny, who's now what, 33, 34,
yeah,
not really playing a ton in the MLS just because of injuries. Hwang Hee-chan, who didn't have a great season at Wolves, a pretty bad back line, and
yeah.
a solid midfield, but just like not a squad that we're really accustomed to seeing from South Korea. And I
Mhm.
think like also we have to factor in that Mexico's gonna be playing on home soil and like
Yeah.
them playing at Estadio Azteca in the
Dude,
middle of the summer is like maybe the biggest home
yeah.
field advantage in this tournament. Like I can't say enough about how much that's going to be big for them. And yeah, I still think even though like they've lost some of the guys who were so key to some of their past World Cup teams, I still think like Raul Jimenez, Santi Jimenez, Gilberto Mora, I'm excited to see what we see out of him in this World Cup. But I agree with you. I just think one, this group is a bit weak to me. And
Mhm.
two, I just think home field advantage. And we'll get to that for the other teams who are hosting as well, but I just think that's too much here.
Yeah, I mean, and also another big thing for me is South Korea is not a physical team, and Czech
Yeah.
is very big physical team, like Czech, like those kinds of guys, like
Yep.
they are just gonna like win every 50-50. Mexico is gonna have so much energy, like you said, like that home field advantage, and like Mexicans, dude, they love soccer, they love some
Yeah.
footy. So there's like it's gonna be electric. So I think like physically South Korea is not gonna be able to handle it, and like South Africa, like. They actually are a decent team, but I don't know. Like you said, I think this group is very much like kind of a pick 'em.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Czech Republic, I'm glad you pointed out the physicality as well, because something that a lot of people have been talking about this tournament specifically is because of the heat and because of some of the
Mhm.
conditions that teams won't be sort of as accustomed to, set pieces will be so valuable in this World Cup, and maybe more
Mhm.
so than we've seen in World Cups of years past. And the Czech Republic are a great set piece team. I mean,
Yeah.
Patrick Schick is enormous.
Hmm.
Souček, we know from his West Ham days, is
Yeah.
always good for a goal on a set piece. So, I mean, they're an interesting. You have Soufal whipping balls in. I don't know if he's still playing at a high enough level, but so we'll see. I agree with you. I have the Czech Republic in second in that group. And then for South Africa, I would love to see like a Shabalala moment,
Yeah.
2010 World Cup, but I'm just not seeing that in this roster. I'd love to be surprised, but yeah, I don't see that this year.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, so we both have Mexico and the Czech Republic, one and two out of Group A. Let's move to Group B. Another group where I think there's not a clear front runner. I think I know who mine is, and I'd imagine you have a similar one. Switzerland, Canada, Qatar, and Bosnia, and
Mhm.
Dzeko back in the World Cup. Who do you have topping this group?
I mean, I think it has to be Switzerland. I think they might go three for three like in this group, but I think they're like clear favorite. Second, dude, I almost put like even now, like, I have Canada on my like on my paper here,
Yeah,
but like their star center back, like I think his name's Moisey Bombito. I think he plays for Nice. I believe he like broke his leg a while back, and he's a race against time to be fit. Davies isn't fully fit.
right.
And you don't really think of Canada as this big like football nation. So I don't think the home support is going to be as big of a factor for them as we might think it is. So I'm tempted to put Bosnia, but I'll just stick with Canada and have them second for now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I similarly, I was tempted, and but honestly, I think Bosnia is pretty shit. And like you look at this squad and it's like outside of like a 40-year-old Ed Dzeko, there's just not much to write home about. And I do think the Canadian roster, like even beyond Davies, like you said, I do question his fitness. Like over the last few years, honestly, it's
Yeah.
he hasn't really been able to stay fit. But you still have Jonathan David, you have Eustáquio from Porto in the midfield. You have
Mm.
Tejan Buchanan from
Yeah.
Villarreal. Shout out Syracuse. But yeah, it's still a solid squad. Jesse Marsh leading the boys. So we'll see. I have them second in that group, and I also have Switzerland. I think a big thing for Switzerland to me might be their back line, just because Fabian Schär, of course, was injured this season for Newcastle and is no longer playing international footy. So I'm interested to see what that back line looks like. But they just have the most World Cup rising guys ever. Like
Mm.
Vargas, bro. Every Euro,
Yeah.
every World Cup, he's like the best player in the world.
Dude,
And
they've still got a lot of guys like that
yeah,
have been on this team for like the past like two World Cups, like few Euros, like Granit Xhaka. I think Ricardo Rodriguez, like shout out
yes.
like legendary ultimate team like card. Like I think he still starts for them. Like
That's so
guys
sick.
like that. And Breel Bolo, like I
And
remember
Bolo
him being
too.
like
He's
on career
definitely one of
mode.
them.
Like, geez, dude. Like
And
and
Bolo is 100% one of those guys that like every tournament he just balls out and then club comes around, you never hear a peep.
yeah, exactly. But also like Switzerland, like they're one of those teams every year. Every Euros, every World Cup, they make a run. Like they make
Hmm.
it at least to the round of 16, if not the
Yeah.
quarterfinal. They'll put up a fight against a big club or a big team. They're just experienced. So yeah, I got them easy first.
Yeah, and a good manager there with Joaquin. He's been there for, I mean, it feels like forever, our whole lives.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think they're a good squad, even with some of the guys they'll be missing. And I agree with you. I think they top that group relatively comfortably. I don't really rate any of those other sides. I think Canada probably gives them the best match, but even then, I think the talent disparity is pretty big. Let's go to Group
Mhm.
C. This is a fun group, man. I think this is a
Dude,
really, really fun group.
yeah.
And I'm really interested to see who you pick to top this group. Obviously, we have Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti in this group. Tough, tough draw for Haiti here. Who do you have topping this group and the runner-up?
I have a feeling we're going to do the same thing. I got Morocco first. I got
Mm,
Morocco, Brazil, and Scotland. Dude, Scotland could maybe put
I
up a
think they're a
fight.
good side.
Yeah, like I think that's we were talking about like our third place teams because we were saying like, I think it's 8 out of 12 third place teams make it. Like Scotland's going to be one of those good
Oh,
third place.
100%.
But dude, Morocco, man, they are just like unreal. Like
They're
besides
good.
that AFCON final against Senegal, like they're on an insane run. Like insane. I don't know why I didn't write it down, but like they are like they don't lose many
I was
games.
gonna say I'm pulling up. I'll count it now. I'm pulling up their fixture list. They haven't lost a match in. It might be that Senegal match. Well, I mean, if you count the Senegal match because
Yeah, like the
technically they
whole,
win
yeah.
that, but they haven't lost a competitive match since January. And if you go before that, they
Like
haven't
it's
lost since. Oh my days. You have to go really far back, man.
it's like unreal. I know this because I love betting, and every time I see Morocco's playing a game, I bet on
Yeah.
them because they're just like unreal.
They haven't lost a match since if you don't count the Senegal match since August 10th of 2025 against Kenya in
It's
a
like
group stage match
unbelievable.
where they were already through to the African Cup of Nations knockout
Yeah,
stages.
didn't even matter. But
Oh,
yeah, dude, Brazil, like, and actually, this is another team. Like, I'll be honest, I thought Brazil was like, I think before the Carlo Ancelotti hire, like they were just terrible. Like
yeah,
they were just not getting it done. Vinny didn't look good. Rafinha didn't look good. Neymar, like in and out of the team. Like they've had these, like Casemiro still starts for them,
yeah.
who's been decent this year,
I was
but
gonna
the
say, put some
fullbacks.
respect on him.
The full like dude Fabinho is like in the squad though like and then their fullbacks are terrible but actually I looked at their like they've been doing pretty well recently so I'll
Yeah,
give them that but I still think Morocco's a better team than them. If you look at betting odds like Brazil's odds are very inflated dude. They're like fifth favorites or something like that which I don't,
yeah. Well,
especially with this group too.
I know why Vegas does that though, because American footy
Oh
fans are
yeah,
just gonna like
casuals.
clamor to Brazil as like a
Yeah,
World
no.
Cup favorite. But yeah, I Morocco's so good, man. And they made that deep run in the last World Cup. There's a
Mhm.
real like pedigree there. These guys have been there, they've done that. This is also like a really experienced group that has
Mhm.
been in big tournaments, has been on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
I love that squad. But I'm going Brazil to top this group.
Oh, okay.
I
I thought you
am.
were
I
gonna
am.
agree with
I
me.
feel like the only reason why I also had Morocco. The only reason why, well, first of all, is I'm a contrarian and I just want to zag when everybody is picking Morocco. But I also do think, as you said, under Ancelotti, this has been a much better Brazil side, and I think defensively, especially, I think it's a much improved side. Obviously, you get Gabriel Magalhaes like into the side more consistently now. He was kind of in and out. A lot of injuries for him on international duty. So like we haven't really been able to see him much for Brazil, but that midfield's really good with Bruno G and Paquetá, and then the forward line is unbelievable, bro. Like
Yeah.
Rafinha, Vini, Endrick, Cunha, Thiago, Martinelli, Ryan. It's just they have so many options. So I'm gonna pick them to top the group, but like I'm not confident in that at all. And I think they
Mhm.
draw probably Morocco in the group stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was interested to see where you had Scotland and if you'd toss them that second place nod over Brazil. But yeah, I also think they're a good side. This is probably going to be their best team since I don't even know when. The
Yeah.
80s, the 70s?
Like Kenny Dalglish days,
Hmm.
like yeah, but like yeah, Andy Robertson, McGinn looked like
Yeah, he's
incredible. And like
in
the
good
end of
form.
this season, like he's been so good. But yeah, like going back to Brazil, man, the fact that they have a good enough attack that they left João Pedro out of the squad,
Yeah.
like
Which
insane.
I don't know. What did you
Which I
think
still don't
about that
think.
decision?
Yeah, I mean, he should be the starting striker. I don't
Yeah,
really understand
I agree.
what Ancelotti's thinking there, but like because they have I forget the name of this winger that they called up. It's like Carlos or Ralph's dude. It's this guy. I've never even heard of
I
him.
think I know. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. And well, there's Luis Enrique
Yeah, Luis
from
Enrique.
Zenit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like dude, he's playing in Russia and you're calling him up. Like
yeah, yeah.
whatever. But like, and dude, I think Endrick is. I mean, I'll talk about it later. I think Endrick could be a superstar if he gets the time. I mean, you got
That's
Rafinha, Vinny, and these guys ahead of you. So we'll see about that. But
yeah. I
yeah,
think for Endrick, I think the big thing for him is if Ancelotti trusts him to play the nine and to play
yeah,
like, and it won't be like obviously like a target nine, but I think if you get like a Walmart Ronaldo out of him. Not Cristiano. We're talking the real Ronaldo.
offside.
Like that style of play where he's linking up, he's dropping a bit deeper, and then also he's one of the most ridiculous finishers I've seen in years.
His shot
I
is
just
insane.
think he needs to be on the pitch, and I think
Yeah.
especially Ancelotti, like he's a guy who really values players who have a knack for goal. And I feel like over it might not be right from the first match, but I feel like Endrick finds his way into this
Mhm.
11.
Yeah, I could see him being that guy that comes off the bench for the first two games and just looks
Yeah.
so good that you have no choice but to start him. But also like Rafinha can play through the middle, so
Yeah.
that right wing spot might be open unless he decides to go Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes, and then Paquetá at the 10. So then Rafinha will probably be right wing. But if he decides to go Rafinha through the middle, like that right wing spot is wide open for Endrick.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I mean also Vinny can play down the middle, so I there will be opportunities. It's just whether
Yeah.
Don Carlo is going to play him.
Hmm.
Also for Morocco in the midfield, this was a midfield that in the last World Cup looked sensational, and Amrabat was sort of at the heart of that. And obviously now it doesn't really look the same. But for some weird reason, I still think, and I'm not sure what his fitness status is. I know he was carrying a knock coming into the camp, so we'll see if he's fit. But for some reason, I feel like he can still ball for Morocco. Like I feel like when he
He's one of
rocks up
those
for
guys.
international team, he'll still
Yeah.
play well.
He's one of those guys that but he's gonna play his heart out. Like
Yeah.
he's not good on the ball at all, but like he will do the work. I actually saw a clip like the other day of like him chasing Mbappe down like the
Yeah.
entire like length of the pitch, and like this dude's just working his socks off, and he like caught up to Mbappe and slide tackled him, and I was like, what the hell?
Well, I mean that literally, no joke. I think that play might be why United signed him because I remember at the time everybody was like, "This is the best six in the world. Like this guy is unbelievable," and then he was so shit.
Yeah, he's
But yeah, I'm interested to see what that Moroccan midfield looks like. But yeah, I think this group's going to be so much fun. Like, they're really any match, and I hate to just like keep shitting on Haiti, and I hope they get some results in this, but any match that doesn't involve Haiti will be must-see television
yeah.
out of this group. Definitely one
Yeah.
of my favorite
Even
groups.
even the games against Haiti, like I mean, that might
Yeah.
you might see some rainbow flicks from Vinny, like you
Oh
might
yeah.
see some stat pads, like a lot of goals. So
Some nasty fouls as well, some red cards. But yeah, so you have Morocco topping the group. I have Brazil, and then we both have the other one in second there. Let's move to Group D, the United States. Obviously, this group is USA, Turkey, Paraguay, and Australia. I would categorize this more like groups A and B, and maybe more like
Mhm.
A, where there's just not a ton of talent in this group.
Mhm.
I'm interested to hear who do you have topping this group and who do you have as the runner-up?
I mean, I have Turkey first, Turkey, and then the US. Turkey are just, I mean, you
They're
look at
good.
their midfield and their front four, like it's really good. Like Akturkoglu, Güler, Yildiz. I'm blanking on the guy from Galatasaray, the other winger.
Oh,
Not Kokshu, but Kokshu is also in the midfield. Him and Çalhanoğlu. Akgün, that's who it is.
yeah.
Akgün, like Turkey's got some talent up front there. So, and they've been in good form recently. Like they have one L in their last 10. So I think Turkey is very good. US home field advantage would definitely help them. I was honestly a US doubter for a while. until again, they're one of those teams I looked at the results and I was like, wait, they're actually not like they're doing pretty well. That win against Senegal looked pretty
That was
good.
good, yeah.
So yeah, but I think Turkey. I think it'll be close, but I think Turkey should
Yeah,
win it.
I think it's a good pick. I think if I took all of my bias out of the equation, I would 100% pick Turkey. But
Yeah.
I took the US to top the group. I think if the US were ever going to top a group, it would have to look something like this.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think Turkey has way more talent in attacking areas for sure. I think we'll get into our breakout stars later, but I think they have a few candidates.
Hmm.
Um,
For sure.
Arda Güler, bro. I'm already having nightmares about it. Him in open
Yeah.
space with like Tim Ream. It's just like, what the fuck is gonna happen here?
Well, 'cause he's the type of player like you need to give him the keys. Like
Yeah,
he needs to be running that team, and that's what happens for Turkey.
yeah.
And obviously, he doesn't. That's not what happens at Madrid. But like Turkey, like if you look at like the games, he's running the show for them, and he is a very good player. So I think
They're a
he's
fun
his
watch.
chance.
For any
Mm.
American supporters or just footy fans who want a good watch, Turkey is they play a good brand of football. Like Çalhanoğlu, I know he's 32, but he can still ball, man. And
Yeah,
he
he's
scores
fine.
some wonder goals from
Yeah.
set pieces.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited to watch them just as a neutral supporter of the game. For Paraguay, is there any shout for them to be a
Dude,
runner-up in this group?
I, I think there's definitely a chance. I will say Julian and Ciso had what looked like a really bad
They
injury the
look
other
good.
night, but I actually looked it up this morning. Apparently, his MRI came back and it like was just like a bone bruise.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna miss the first game, but then he'll be there after that. But the US play them first,
Yeah,
right?
Friday.
Yeah,
Friday
so
night.
like that's probably Paraguay's. I mean, that and Turkey are like probably their biggest
Yeah,
games.
it's a
Like they
massive
need to
match.
get a result from one of those two. So and CISO even missing that like could be really detrimental for them. So I that was like the really like driving factor that made me like feel comfortable putting them in third.
Yeah. Yeah, no, honestly, as an American, they really worry me. I don't think they're an incredibly deep side, not that the Americans are, but you have Almiron, you have Enciso if when he does get fit. Alderete in the back line, bro, the season he just had in the Prem,
Yeah.
he was unbelievable. Diego Gomez, of course, former Inter Miami and then Brighton. They're a good side and they'll be difficult for the United States. Like I don't think any of even Australia, we've seen them in previous tournaments. They give teams good matches.
First.
The Socceroos, man. And so like I don't think there will be an easy match on this slate for the Americans. And I think this is one of those groups where three teams probably advance just
Mhm.
because like I think there's points to be had all across these matches. But
Dude,
yeah,
I
that
forgot about Hammeron. Dude, you know he's scoring against the
oh
US.
yeah. He's scoring
He's
like a
just
disgusting curler.
yeah, like he's the type of guy that's just gonna score some
Yeah.
goal. That
I
he's
mean, bro,
just gonna
he
celebrate
was
you nuts.
his purple patch from when, well, of course, at Atlanta, he was just dominating MLS. But
But yeah, he was
when he went to
insane.
Newcastle, that first stint he had, that purple patch was unreal, man.
Mhm.
The goal catalog was disgusting.
Yeah, it was like Jack Grealish like
Yeah.
talk shit or something, and then he like scored against Man City. Like it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, unreal stuff. So, I mean, it's going to be difficult. I could see the Americans finishing anywhere from one to three. I'd be really, really shocked if they finish bottom of
Yeah,
this group. But any of the other three spots, I would not be surprised at
yeah.
all.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So let's move to Group E, where we have the Germans and a couple other I think this is another really fun group. We have
Yeah.
Ecuador, we have the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, and Curacao in their first ever World Cup. The small island nation. Who do we have topping this group, and who do we have as a runner-up?
Yeah, this you're gonna start seeing the upsets rolling in for me because
Let's
I got
go.
Ecuador finishing first, Germany second, and I was actually tempted to put Ivory Coast over Germany just because Germany in recent World Cups has looked pretty like shaky.
Yeah.
They pulled it together recently, but even like I think was it qualifiers or something maybe like 8 months ago, like Germany were in a really bad place, but they pulled it together, so I kept them second. Ecuador was undefeated in 19 straight, dude.
Dude, they're really
Like
good.
they are a very good team.
They're
So
really
I
good.
first Ivory Coast as well. Like, dude, they just beat France. They beat Scotland. They beat South Korea 4-0. Like, dude, Ivory Coast look good. So I was tempted to put them second, but they'll be one of my higher third place teams for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I also well, I'll get to my third place teams, but I do have Germany topping this group. But I'm with you, man. Ecuador is they're a good side, man, and defensively they're so stout.
Yeah,
You have
defensively.
Estupiñán, you have Hincapié, you have Pacho, and then right underneath you have Caicedo playing the six. This is a team that's going to be very, very difficult to break down. I'd imagine the Germany Ecuador match will be 0-0. I'd be surprised if
Mhm.
there's a lot of goals in that one. The Ivory Coast, bro, they have some ballers. Diomande, I
Monday.
watched,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe a future Liverpool player, but
Big time.
I've watched a decent bit of him in the build up to this World Cup, and he is dangerous, man, in those wide
Mhm.
areas. He
Yeah.
also they played so obviously they're stationed in Philly right now, and they played a friendly against the Union 2 side and he had a disgusting assist last night against them, which is like they're playing against like 17-year-olds. I don't know
Yeah.
why that was scheduled, but but he is a player, man. And then obviously you have Shangare, Kessié, and some of those guys in the midfield for them. But yeah, I'd be surprised if they're not one of the third place teams that does
Mhm.
advance to
Yeah.
the knockout stages. And yeah, man, I think Ecuador and Germany, I could go either way. I just think Germany's talent, and also you get Musiala now a bit more experienced in this World
Yeah.
Cup. Maybe he starts to sort of become the talisman for this side. And then Wirtz, I know he didn't look great for Liverpool this season, but when he puts on that Germany kit, magic
He
happens, man.
Yeah. Like that's like every time I see him go off to international break, I'm like, dude, why can't you do this for us? Like he looks insane for Germany. And even dude, even Havertz like looks pretty good too.
Yeah,
So yeah, Germany. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, I could see them making it all the way to the semis or even the finals, but I could also see them just completely shitting the bed. Like I
yeah.
could see either one.
There's a track record for it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I saw it on the Havertz point. I saw an interesting tweet. Somebody said, "Is Havertz quietly the best German of this generation?" So if you go like past like the Mueller, Schweinsteiger, that generation. If you go to this generation, you think about it, and I guess Neuer as well, you put in the last generation. There aren't many like you'd probably put Kimmich. I'd have Kimmich above
Kimmich,
him,
yeah, Kimmich is that I'd love to have Kimmich, but like after him,
but like
yeah.
it's close, man. And
Yeah.
that's and I love Havertz. He's my number nine for Arsenal. But I, I I think if he's like the second best player of this generation, I think you start to understand why the results have looked
Hmm.
a bit
Yeah.
slanted over these recent years. And I wouldn't be shocked if Ecuador tops this group. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. I think Havertz is one of those like rival fans will never truly appreciate what he brings to a team. Like
Hmm.
I know your striker, you want him to be banging in goals left to right. You want him to
Yeah.
be great finishers, but like there's a reason that every coach loves him and
Yeah.
starts him over like their other good players. Like they
Yeah.
have Woltemade, they have Undav, Arsenal, like
Undav.
he's
I forgot about
like I think
Undav.
Arteta would prefer to start him over Gyökeres if
Oh
they
yeah.
had a Champions League final. That's his go-to. So yeah, I think Havertz is a very underrated player.
Yeah, I rate him. I said this when we signed Jokers. I was like, Arteta's gonna start Havertz until he's not fit because
Yeah.
he just fits he fits our style of play. His
Oh
pressing is
yeah.
unbelievable. He does a lot of things that you want out of your forward. But yeah, I'm interested to watch this group. I think it'll be interesting. I love if Cote d'Ivoire like maybe got a runners up here. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But let's move to Group F. Iranha. Netherlands with Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia, who actually has had some pretty solid results in African
Yeah.
play. Who do you have topping this group? Also, we should mention that Urian Timber, unfortunately, was just ruled out for the World Cup. I don't think that probably means that he wasn't actually fit during the Champions League final, and he just kind of rushed back for that. So hope he starts to get fit again for next Premier League season. But who do you have topping this group, and who's your runner up here in Group F?
Yeah. I mean, this one I didn't go too crazy with. I went Netherlands first, Japan second,
Yeah.
Tunisia third. I have
Let's
Sweden
go.
last.
I rate it.
I will say, I was tempted to put Tunisia second. Like Japan's missing. They don't have Matoma or Takumi Minamino. Like both of
It's
them are
not
hurt.
it's not a
Um,
classic Japan side.
Yeah, and Wataru Endo, like he broke a leg or something like in January-ish, December-ish maybe for Liverpool. Like he hasn't played any like much footy at all, and he's their captain. So like that's probably their three best players right there. Like, so Japan might be shaky, but they've still had some really good results, and I
Yeah.
feel like they're just so disciplined. So
Yeah.
I stuck with them at second. Sweden, on the other hand, have been god awful, like god
Yeah.
awful for the last year. So I got them last.
Wow. I like that pick. I'm with you. I think Sweden is very overrated. I think people point to their forwards with Isak and Gyökeres and even like Ilanga and Bergvall, but I I don't love this side whenever I watch them play. I think defensively they're not as stout as you'd like. And they rely, I mean, Bergvall like running the midfield. I like Bergvall. I think he's a good player, but he's young, man, to be trusting and like thrusting into this spotlight in the World Cup. And I agree with you. I have them outside of my top two in third. I do have Tunisia bottom, but I would not be surprised at all if they're third. I have Japan second. I think their midfield is good enough to be runners up in this group. I still do like what they have there with Kamada and Tanaka and some of those guys. Tomiyasu, our Arsenal GOAT.
Dude, I just assume he's like hurt, like
Yeah.
20%.
I think he played a bit for Ajax this season. He was like a free agent for a weirdly long time, then they signed him. So he played like half a season. Not sure what kind of form he's in. But yeah, I think the Dutch get a pretty favorable group here. I have them topping
Yeah.
this group, even though people are very high on the Dutch heading into this tournament. I'm not. I think there's a lot that you'd want out of this front line that I don't know if they'll get.
Dude,
Defensively,
I'm
they're
like,
stout though.
yeah, I'm really back and forth on. And dude, you said like they're actually you like in terms of players, like on paper, like they're defensively very solid, but like they concede a decent amount of goals.
Yeah.
Like they don't keep many clean sheets. And I'm daddy Van Dyke lover till the day I die. But like, dude, like they concede goals, and their last two friendlies, they lost to Algeria. And then we were talking about it before we got on the show. Like they almost lost to Uzbekistan. Cody Gakpo had to score two pens. Like,
Yeah,
but then on the other hand, you look at that lineup, and it's just like that is a really good lineup. It's one of the best midfields in the world. Like Gravenberch, De Jong,
yeah, it's really
Reinders,
good,
like
man.
very good midfield. Daniel Malen caught some really good form for Roma in the second half of the season. Gakpo always turns up. I've been a
Yeah, he'll
Gakpo
have some
hater all
curlers.
season.
Yeah.
The Gakpo's number one hater, but like he turns up for the Netherlands, and Somerville's look decent. So. I don't know. I'm curious if they'll call up. Oh no, they didn't call up Frimpong for
No,
Timber. They
they did not.
Trudeau. But
Yeah, from
yeah, and
Sunderland.
I feel like the Netherlands always makes a deep run. I feel like every tournament, like they're at least in the quarterfinals. So I think they'll win it comfortably.
Yeah, I do think even with Timber missing, so I mean in their last friendly they start Dumfries, Van Hecke, Van Dyke, and Mickey Van de Ven at left back. I don't know if I love Van de Ven at left back, but I think that back line plus for Bruggen, or if you want to play, depending who you want to start at keeper, if you want to do roofs as well. I think that's very sturdy. I think the midfield, as you said, is I mean, one of the best midfields at this World Cup. In the knockout stages, it'll be about where the goals come from. I
Yeah.
agree with you. I think it should be Malen leading the lines. I don't want to see Memphis Depay in a round of 16 match again, no matter what his form in Brazil is. I also think Crescencio of Somerville could be a fun player for them in this
Yeah.
cup. But yeah, I agree with you. I think they get through this group pretty comfortably. I think their issues would be further down the line in this tournament.
Mhm.
Let's get to Group G. We have Belgium, maybe the last dance for this golden generation, if you want to call it that. Egypt, your boy Mo Salah, Iran, and New Zealand. Some interesting political situations going on in this group. But who do you have topping this group and runners up?
Yeah, I think this one, the next one, like yeah, I mean Belgium are clear, and then yeah, dude,
Say it.
the political thing that could be some severe motivation.
I'm kind of with you, dude. I'm
I
kind of
mean,
with you.
I put Egypt second, but dude, I could so see Iran just like for no reason making a deep run in here and just like putting middle fingers up to Trump, like for no like just. But I have them for third, but I could so see them finishing second or just making a deep run.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But Belgium. again, Belgium, like I've said, there's been so many teams face value. I just think they're terrible. And then I look at the results, and Belgium's one of those teams. Like they've had some really good results recently. They've looked
Yeah,
solid. Like I mean, Doku
yeah,
alone, just like I mean, he's one of the best wingers in the world. So I think
unbelievable.
he's huge for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we have like Belgium fatigue at this point as like football fans, but like they're just so talented, man. Like
Yeah.
at every part of the pitch, like I mean, Doku, I think he was in the best form of maybe any non-Lamine Yamal winger in the world at the end of this past season. You still have Courtois, you still have Tielemans, Onana, De Bruyne. Like even Trossard had a good season this year.
Mhm.
It's a really talented, deep squad. I think they top this group comfortably, and I'm with you. I have Egypt as my runners up. I think Salah and Marmoush alone, that attack
Yeah.
in a World Cup against like a New Zealand back line or like an
Mhm.
Iran back line, I think that alone is enough for them to be a runners up. I do think Iran, like they also they're not a bad side. Like
Yeah,
they
definitely
play
not.
decent football. Taremi always turns up for Iran, and he'll be back. Is there any shout for Chris Wood and the Kiwi boys, or are they just bottom of this group?
Dude, he was injured for a large part of the season, and he looked really good at the end of the season when he came
Yeah,
back. Like he was bagging goals, but yeah, I don't see it. I don't see
it's
it.
just their back line is so bad, man. Like
Yeah,
if you gave me like one more midfielder on this New Zealand team and like
mhm.
and a defender. Although, have you seen this Tim Payne stuff for New Zealand?
Nah, I don't think
There was
so.
like there was like an Argentinian YouTuber who
I
his
heard
whole
some.
bit was like he was gonna pick the most random player at the World Cup and like make them famous. They
Yeah,
followed Tim Payne. He had 4,000 Instagram followers. He now has like 4 million last I checked, and I think it's
yeah,
gonna
I
be up
saw
to like
that.
10 by the time the first match comes. But shout out to Tim Payne. Hopefully he has a big tournament here. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's not a ton to write home about outside of Chris Wood on this squad. So I think they finished bottom of this
Mhm.
group. I think it's a bad side.
And I, and I think part of that also is going back to the physicality thing.
Yeah.
Iran is going to bring it. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, if the even without the whole political thing, like Iran is like one of
Oh
those
yeah.
really physical teams, and I'm sure this whole political thing is just going to fire them up in there. I don't think New Zealand's going to be able to handle that. So,
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. And this is a weird group where like I think one of these third place like if it's Iran or if it's New Zealand, I think they might sneak into the round of 16. It's just like so many
mhm.
teams are going to get through.
Yeah,
But I think probably not the most interesting games in this group,
yeah.
but definitely some attacking talent. Let's move to Group H. Spain currently I believe is the World Cup. Maybe the second favorite. Is France the favorite or is Spain the favorite?
Spain is like it depends on what you're looking at, but I think
Yeah.
Spain is mostly favored at
Yeah.
it's like Spain and France, yeah.
Yeah. So we have
Um
obviously in this group Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, and Cabo Verde making their World Cup debut. Who do you have? I mean, I think I know who you have topping the group, but I'm interested to hear who you
yeah.
have as your runner-up.
I'll say I said it earlier, but actually I should have said it now. This is where you'll see the upsets rolling in. Not Spain, but I
Wow.
got Spain. I got Spain first. I got Saudi Arabia second.
Love it.
Uruguay third, and Cape Verde fourth. Dude, Uruguay just not it.
I don't
Like
like them at all, dude.
they're just not it. Like they're fourth out of win. They lost 5-1 to the US. And like
Yeah, we
with all
got
due
them.
respect, US, like they should not be beating anyone 5-1,
Yeah.
especially like Uruguay, who's supposed to be like one of the better nations. And they do close wins against Uzbekistan and Dominican Republic. Like it's not like their wins are impressive either. So yeah, I think one thing I really do want to say is I think Spain are really lucky to get this group while Yamal is getting back to fitness. I think
Right.
this is the perfect opportunity for Yamal to like ease back into it because I think they should be able to blow by this group
Yeah, you
without
can
him.
rest him for a few games. Yeah, I
Hmm.
agree. Yeah, I love the Saudi Arabia pick, honestly. I wish I had the balls to do it. I have Spain and Uruguay in first and second in this group, but I went back and forth so many times. Saudi Arabia, another team who like in previous tournaments, they've had decent performances. I don't they're not a team who's gotten results, but they'll put up a fight.
Beat Argentina last year, last
Yeah,
World Cup.
yeah. Which was funny. Like it was so weird how that all happened where I immediately were all like, "Oh, wait, Argentina like could go out in the group stage." And then out of
Yeah.
nowhere they just like become the side who eventually went on to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
And Saudi Arabia went the opposite direction. But yeah, I mean
Mhm.
they have that in their locker. They're a group who has had some players who've played at a higher level. But yeah, I do have I think Spain rolls through this group. It's
Yeah.
just too much in this side. Big shout out David Raya apparently is getting the nod as the starter finally. Took him like 10 years to beat out Unai Simon.
They're
I mean, I read a
they're
report.
friendly last night. Unai Simone started the friendly last night, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, fucking A. They
Dude,
lied
the
to me,
crazy
bro. They lied
dude,
to me. I think
it's so crazy
I
because they
think
have
they
Joe
split
Garcia.
halves.
What you say?
They split halves, I believe, last night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But dude, it's crazy. Like they have Raya and Joe Garcia,
Yeah,
who are probably two of like top three, top five goalies in the world, and he still starts Unai Simone.
it's
Like,
ridiculous, man.
dude, it's not like he's like a great goalie either. Like he is very prone to mistakes.
hmm
So I hope we see Raya or Joe Garcia, one or the other.
Yeah, I'm shocked that it's between Ryan and Simone still at this point. Like, I agree with you. I think Garcia, what he gives you with his feet too, like, I'm honestly, I'm shocked he's not the number one.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, this just to get back, this Spain side is unreal, man. Like, I
yeah.
knew it was really good. Obviously, we've watched so much of them over I mean, in the Euros when they won the Euros and then in their qualifying matches. But you just go through this squad and even like beyond the top guys, like even like Fabian Ruiz as like your fourth best
Mhm,
midfielder. Like that's a joke,
mhm.
man. Like
Yeah.
this
And
is
Zubamendi.
yeah, like Zubamendi might not play in this tournament. Like he
Yeah.
might get like a game here and there. And that's like I mean, he was for a large part of the Premier League season one of the best midfielders in the Prem, not in his best form right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Spain rolls through this group. Uruguay, I agree with you. I don't like this side at all. There's so many players. Like they have so many of those guys that like are at big clubs, but like kind of stink up the gaff every time you watch. Like
Yeah.
Ugarte, Nunez,
Yeah.
Araujo, like bro.
Yeah.
Like this is just a collection of like misfit toys here
Yeah.
with Fede Valverde just carrying. Also, like, what's I know he had the falling out with Chouameni and like the traumatic brain injury from that. I think he's back fit.
I would assume so. I mean,
Yeah,
they said traumatic brain injury. I mean, I think that was like just like the most dramatic way to put it. You know, if
yeah,
you I think it was
yeah,
just concussion. So I would assume he's back though.
yeah. But yeah, obviously he's the main man for them. Interested to see if Saudi Arabia can pull it off. I think this is like a prime. I think obviously they get battered by Spain. But I think they can get a result against Uruguay, and then it's just do you win the goal differential in the Cape Verde game?
Yeah.
So like that those see this is an instance where like those matches with Cape Verde would be fun because
Yeah.
teams are going to try to run up the score.
Yeah. Like that goal difference is going to be huge.
It will be huge. But yeah, let's move on to Group I, the French with just like the most insane frontline
Yeah.
plethora of options you'll ever see. Senegal, the real African champions, Norway, and Iraq in this group. Iraq, dear Lord, I feel so sorry for their back
Yeah.
line, man.
This group is like insane.
I
Like
can't
this
wait
group
for
is
this group, bro.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
And this is the type of groups like it could go anyway.
yeah,
Like these these next two groups, I'm not comfortable with my picks for them at all. Like I'm back and forth,
yeah.
but I put Norway first, France second, Senegal third. Because dude, France just don't. They just like as talented as they are, they just don't convince me. Like especially that back line, which should on paper is so much better than they perform, but like they concede goals. And the fact that they're still starting Rabiot in 2026, like
Yeah.
dude, that man's been starting under Deschamps for like I think this is like maybe his third straight World Cup, like starting, and it's just like ridiculous. So, and then all that stuff with Mbappe, like like he's just like Homelander, like it's just not. So I got Norway first, France second, Senegal third, and dude, I was tempted to put Senegal up. Like
Yeah.
I could see France being very disappointing, but that attacks. I mean. it
So
genuinely
good.
might be one of the best attacks we've ever seen, like in international footy.
It's
Actually, maybe in all of footy.
it's cracked, man. It's like honestly, it's like for Deschamps, and honestly, he could be the reason if they don't make a deep run in this
Mhm.
tournament. I
I
think you'd
completely
point to
agree.
him as the reason why.
Completely agree.
I do agree that like he has this weird tendency to continue to rely on these guys from the last generation with Rabiot, and even though Griezmann has like he's had high peaks more recently than Rabiot, like he's used him a lot as well in recent camps. But yeah, I mean, this French side is unbelievably talented.
Right.
I mean, Conte still plays at a very high level in that
Mhm.
midfield. Turkey, I think the form he was hitting at the end of that season for I think he's a joke, man. Like
He's not even going to start.
yeah.
He's not even going to start.
He's gonna come in and have an assist in like every one of these
Yeah,
matches.
yeah.
It really is like it's gonna be sad because like you might have like Doué not start some matches or like Barcola will definitely not start a lot of these matches, might not start
Mhm.
any of these matches. Like it's an obscene amount of talent up front. But yeah, I agree. I think Senegal is really, really good. And I think they have some players who are starting to come into the team. And like Iliman Ndiaye was not part of sort of like the last core of Senegal that made
Yeah,
the run the last time around, but he's gonna make this group better. Ismail Assar is in incredible form for them. Obviously Sadio Mane as well. But I think you're right. I think they could struggle. I still have France topping the group. I have Senegal second, and then I have Norway. I think Norway might be the top third place team. I think they're the best third place team across these groups. It's just about
yeah,
for them, they have difficult matches, man. It's gonna be tough to get points.
yeah. I
And
mean, Norway's only lost one game in their last 16.
yeah,
Like, there, and Senegal has only lost two games in regular time in their last 32.
yeah,
Like, and then France with that L against Ivory Coast in the friendlies, like, dude, like things like this group is gonna be crazy. It's
I
gonna be
know.
so interesting.
It should be fun. It should be very fun. I'm excited. And like I think we'll get to our dark horses. I go so back and forth on Norway in terms of like what I think their height could be. Just because I know obviously you have Holland, you have Odegaard, even like Nusa, Oscar, Bob. Like they're gonna have a lot of fun attacking players. I worry about them defensively. And
Mm.
especially in this group, man, this is a group where if you're not defensively stout, you will get embarrassed in a couple of
Yeah,
these matches. So I just think that's what separates them from Senegal for me right now, and why I have them in third. But yeah, I go back and forth because like on the other hand, if Holland just has 4 goals against Senegal, then it's like, yeah, I mean
yeah,
it could happen.
yeah.
So yeah, it should be a fun group. I think that should be maybe the most fun group. Let's
Oh
move
yeah.
to Group J, where we have the reigning World Cup champions Argentina with Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. Who do you have topping this group and as your
Dude,
runners up? I actually just switched mine like right before we got to this because I had a change of heart. I'm interested to see who you have here.
dude, I've changed this around so many times, and I think this is my most bold pick by far.
Oh, let's
But
see
I
it.
have Algeria first,
Yeah, Algeria
Argentina second,
first?
Austria third.
Wow.
I could, there's always one like just insane result, and I think this could be it. Like Algeria have one loss in regular time in their last 23 and two in their last 36. Like these
Yeah,
guys
they're
they're
good,
playing
man.
well. Argentina, like, dude, their team, when you look at their team, outside of Alvarez and Messi, like, dude, no one's really impressing you that much anymore. Like, in the last World Cup, like, you looked at their squad and you're like, oh, yeah, like McAllister and Messi, Lautaro Martinez, and like Emi Martinez, all these guys, like, stood off the paper to you. But
Yeah.
now, like, Messi obviously kills in MLS. And even like Alvarez had 8 La Liga goals, Lautaro Martinez, like, I know they won Serie A, but you didn't hear as much about him. McAllister was like pretty bad this year.
Yeah.
DePaul, like in MLS. Enzo Fernandez was good,
Nico
but then like
Paz?
yeah, Nico Paz, but like
He's class, bro.
is he gonna get a lot of playing time?
Yeah, I don't
Like, you
know.
know, like, so I think they're still starting Otamendi at the back. Lissandro Martinez has been hurt all year. Emi
Guti's
Martinez,
Romero's been hurt as well.
yeah, Romero as well. Like I just and then their last 6 games they played Honduras, Zambia, Mauritania. Angola, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, like they haven't prepped well. Like they haven't been playing very good teams. So I think this could sneak up on them.
Yeah,
And then Austria is a decent team as well. So
I like Austria.
but again, I could be completely wrong. Argentina are like so well coached, so well disciplined. They could easily just like sweep this group aside and prove me wrong. But I gotta go with my upset.
Wait. So did you have them in third?
Second. Yeah, second.
I was gonna be so
Okay.
excited, bro. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think this is an Argentinian team that's on the fast decline. I think they reached their peak at the last World Cup, and then I think a lot of these guys are either on the back half now or just like in terrible form.
Yeah.
And like what we'll see what you get out of like Messi in this World Cup. I think expecting him to stay healthy throughout the entirety of it is probably a bit far-fetched. I think they're gonna have to really focus on like maintaining his minutes throughout this. And that
Mm.
could hurt them in the group stages. Like if they only play him for like 60 minutes, like that could really hurt against like I think Austria is like a very opportunistic side. They
Yeah.
have some good
Yeah.
players, bro. Like Sabitzer, every time he turns up for Austria, he's a baller. Conrad Leimer's a baller for
Yeah.
Bayern. Baumgartner always Baumgartner's the like Vargas and Embolo of this Austria team. Like
Yeah.
he turns
Exactly.
up at every tournament. But
What
yeah, I have
Alvarez got to offer.
and Danso as well from Spurs. But I have Algeria in second. This was the one I just switched right before. I had Austria in second, and then I had a change of heart. Algeria is moving me, bro, with some of their qualifying
Mhm.
performances and some of their friendlies leading up to the tournament. They're a good side, man. And Mara's still hooping a little bit. They get the win over the Netherlands this past
Mhm.
week. I think they're good, man. And I like that you picked them to win this group. I think it's a fun pick, and I agree. I think there's going to be a few groups here and there where you're going to see a team like Algeria top a group, and
Yeah.
don't be surprised if this is what happens.
Hmm. There's gonna be one. There's gonna be like one group winner where
Yeah,
you're like, what the hell?
yeah.
And there's gonna be one. We're putting all these crap teams in fourth. Like we're gonna see like a Jordan like
Oh yeah,
finish like somewhere. Like someone's gonna do it. And
yeah.
like
The thing that
we're gonna be
sucks is
laughing our
like
asses off.
yeah. I think the thing that sucks about this World Cup is we're probably not going to see many big nations bow out entirely after the group stage, just
Because of
because
the
how
good
many
stuff.
third place teams are still going
Yeah.
through. Like, I don't think we're going to see like the Germanys like completely fall out.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe we will. Watch, I'll clip that, and then Germany will finish last in their group. But let's move to Group K, where another one of the tournament favorites, Portugal, are joined by Colombia, who I think is a really fun team, the Congo and Uzbekistan. What an insane group this is. But let's hear what you have for your group winner and runner-up.
Dude, we were talking about it. It was Uzbekistan? Yeah, like
Yeah,
pre-con,
yeah.
and I was hyping them up, man. Like, dude, we got so
They're hooping.
like they're like barely losing to like Netherlands and all these teams. Like to take like don't be surprised to see them take Portugal like to the last minute and like you're gonna see Ronaldo throwing a temper tantrum. Like it's dude, it's bound to happen. But with that being said, I have Colombia first, Portugal second,
I
Congo
like that.
third. I'm tempted to put Uzbekistan third. I might be Uzbekistan's number one fan.
Yeah.
Like I just love them. But
I love it. I mean, I don't know anything about the Congo team. They might be special. They might be a
yeah,
good group.
who's that left back used to play
Oh,
for
isn't
West?
Wan-Bissaka? Isn't Wan-Bissaka from the
Yeah,
Congo?
yeah, Wan-Bissaka. Then they got Masuaku, who used to
Oh
play
yeah,
for
yeah,
West
yeah.
Ham.
Wait, he's still
Um,
playing?
I think so. I'm pretty
Tuan
sure.
Zabe as well.
Oh yeah, oh
They have
dude,
some hoopers. Wait, I
that's
might be I
dude.
might be the Congo's number one fan, bro.
And
It's
then
Noah Siddiqui from
yeah,
Sunderland.
they used to have Balassi used to play for him too. I'm pretty sure. I
Oh
mean, he
yeah,
doesn't play.
Yohan Vissa? Bro, this is a decent side.
Yeah,
Okay, wait, yeah. I'm glad I have the okay. But we're falling in love with the third and fourth place teams in this group. But I
yeah,
have
dude.
Portugal topping this group. I think their midfield's a joke, man.
Yeah.
You essentially get the PSG midfield plus Bruno Fernandes. And then I think if there's anything about this Portugal team that's like rubbing me the wrong way, it's Cristiano. It's like
Yeah,
what are
everyone's
we
saying.
doing with this charade still? I know Like it's tough when you have a legend of the game and it's like you can't just push him out of the team and like risk whatever that does to like the culture of the team and the vibes or whatever. But I think it might hurt the vibes to have him playing, man, in the form he's in. And I know it's like he's scoring goals in Saudi Arabia, but fuck, man.
And I think one of the biggest problems with that is number one, they don't have a very good backup option. Like they don't have an alternate option. Like I mean, RIP Shota, like it
Yeah,
should have been him really. But
yeah,
and also number two, Roberto Martinez, like their manager,
yeah. He's shocking, man.
he is terrible. And you know damn well he just does not have the balls to
No.
like make the stand and tell Ronaldo, stop taking every damn free kick, like start passing the ball. Like like Ronaldo could easily still be the starting striker for them and be a success, but he just refuses to accept his role and just like to just sit in the box and just score some headers,
And
some
poach.
tap-ins.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need to do. But he wants to be the star, and I think it's gonna screw him.
Yeah. I mean, I thought at the last tournament that like Gonzalo Ramos had showed that like
Mhm.
he gave them a better option
Yeah,
than
he's
Ronaldo.
capable.
And he's
Even
decent.
João
Like
Felix.
he's a rotation forward for PSG. And I think he'll play a decent amount of minutes in this tournament. But yeah, it's just with Ronaldo at this stage in his career, I agree with you. He can still poach, and I think that that should be his role for this side. But like with the talent they have in the midfield and their ability to spring counterattacks, you just want a forward with a bit more pace and a younger player who can get behind a back line, who can sort of link up with them. And I just don't think Ronaldo at this stage in his career is that guy. And also, like we've seen some spats between Bruno and Ronaldo on the pitch, like they're just not on the same page sometimes.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's weird vibes with me for this Portugal side. And I like that you picked Colombia to top this group because I think they're really talented. And your boy Diaz is in crazy form.
Yeah, he's unreal. I mean, Colombia went 28 games undefeated from March 2022 to July 2024. They actually haven't been that good recently, but I can see them like they're just Colombia is one of those foodie nations, man. Like their fans are gonna turn up and they're just gonna have fun and like just play some great footy. But
Bro,
like going,
have you heard their song,
no, I haven't
their
actually.
anthem? Oh, I'll send it to you after this. But whoever's
Yeah,
listening, you should listen.
I'm already excited.
It's so good, bro. But yeah, they're a good
Um,
side.
yeah, I mean, and like going back to the Portugal, like their attack, like it's going to be fully reliant on Bruno Fernandes, which
Yeah.
credit to him, like he was incredible this season. He like was putting up numbers, but if he's not putting up those like similar numbers, like which again, a lot of those assists were from set pieces. So like if he doesn't do that, they're not going to do that well. And then Rafael Leao, like him as well, like he's got to show that he's that
Yeah.
100 million worth like player that he should be. Like he is way too talented to like not be talked about more than he is because he is incredible. And like, dude, they're fullbacks, man. Nuno Mendes and João Cancelo, like,
Yeah,
come on.
bro.
And they have Mateus Fernandez from West Ham, like, and even Ruben Neves is still decent.
Yeah. Dude, their midfield is
Like,
crazy.
yeah, and they have the best fullback pairing of any side, of any international side. Like they should be so much better than they are, but like that front three is just not it, man. Like I
Yeah.
think it's like Conque South from Juve is starting on the
Kind of
right
like
wing.
him, but yeah, I don't think he's ready. Yeah. No,
But compared to the midfield, like he's just
yeah.
not
Oh yeah,
absolute.
the drop off is immense as you
Yeah,
go up the pitch. I agree with you on Leao as well. Like that's a guy who we know now is leaving Milan and is looking for a club and like he's going to be on big wages. So go out there and prove it, man. Like we need to
yeah,
see you on the biggest stage look like
yeah,
that super expensive winger who's going to take a club to the next level. Because I mean, there's moments with him where you're like, oh, I see it, and then it's like a lot of ghosting or like not tracking back defensively, and just yeah, their front line will be what decides their fate in this tournament.
yeah.
A
So,
hundred
and
percent.
like, and he said he wants to leave. He wants to go to England or La Liga, which obviously means,
He's not gonna
Real
leave.
Madrid or Barca or like one of the big England clubs. And like, dude, they're not going to sign
No
you
one in
if
England's signing him, bro.
unless you have like a fantastic World Cup. Like, dude, no one's going to do it. So this is his chance I think this is his last chance to like really cement himself in history and be that big name that he should be.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I it is difficult because this is really a squad aside from the forwards that I would really consider like picking to win the tournament.
Percent.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think there's also the Congo, you know what? I've fully convinced myself they're getting a result in this group over either Colombia or Portugal. They're getting a result. I think I'm going to pick them as a third place team to advance. But let's go to Group L, our last group, and an interesting one. We have England here. Obviously, they're hoping to finally get over the hump and win a World Cup under new manager Thomas Tuchel. They'll be joined by Croatia. Always fun at the World Cup, even though they're all 45 years and older. Ghana and Panama out of CONCACAF. Who do you have as your first and second place teams in this group?
I have England first. I think this is an easier one.
Yeah,
Dude, my only thing with them is like Tuchel. Remember, I don't know if you were on Twitter, like that, like few days where he was making the squad and like every other like hour it
it
would
was
be announced
insane.
like a different player that was left
Yeah.
out. And like, dude, I'm not a fan of the squad he made at all, but Tuchel is a knockout tournament manager,
Oh,
man.
he's a
Like
demon. Yeah.
he had a reason for every single pick. Like, and England are going to be like, they're going to be Arsenal. Like, they're going to be so problematic. They're going to be so solid at the back, and they're going to play like they're just going to rely on Kane, like to just pull some shit out of his ass. Like, they're going to be, like, I think they're going to be really good. And then Croatia again, one of those teams. I thought they were terrible, and then I was like, wait, they're really good. Like, dude, Modric has been fantastic from on the season. Like, fantastic. I saw like a tweet earlier. It was saying that like statistically he's one of the best passers in the world still. Like so Croatia still got something up their sleeve. And I got Ghana last. I think they're awful.
Yeah.
It's
They're
just
bad.
besides
Semenyo's not saving them.
yeah, besides Smegma, I think they're just god awful.
Yeah,
So
I was the shout out the Black Stars, but I I was talking to a guy in Wilmington who is a Ghanaian dude, and I was talking about the squad. I was like, "What do you think, man? Like, you're playing England, like Croatia. It's a big group. You guys getting a result?" He's like, "No, man." He's like, "We're shit, bro." He's like, "We're so bad, dude."
I know
I
what
was like,
Ghanaian has this thing.
if you're saying that, then I'm out. Like, cause I was hoping for him to be like so delusional and being like, "Yeah, we're making a run." He's like, "Nah, bro, we're so bad."
Yeah, he's the same way. Like he's like, dude, nah, we're just terrible.
Yeah, I think for England, this is such a massive World Cup for them.
Mm,
Just like I think if this goes the way where like they struggle to get goals in the way that you talked about, and like there's some difficult matches the way that they had at the Euros where it was like the Slovakia match where you're like, holy shit, are they about to bow out to
yeah,
Slovakia? Um, if it's like that, I think you're going to see the fans start to get really nervy and like this will start to get really, really greasy. I just don't think this group is good enough to really test them.
yeah.
I think Croatia, similar to what we talked about with Argentina, I think they're on the decline. All of these guys are so old, man. And I love Modric. I'm rocking the kit.
Oh,
That's my
please.
boy growing up. That was like my guy. And he still does have it. It's just outside of him and Gvardiol, no one else
Mm.
does.
Yeah,
Um,
Kovacic hasn't even been healthy for most of the
no,
season.
no,
So,
yeah. So like I think they're good enough to finish second in this group. I agree with you. And maybe you get some fun like Panama matches in there. They're frisky side Panama, we should say. Like in CONCACAF, they get results. Obviously, they had that big result over the US.
US hates Panic, I tell you,
Yeah,
man.
that Thierry Henry when they scored and ran up to the desk. They're a fun side and they're very physical. And what we talked about, they're used to the weather, obviously.
Mhm.
Like they're a side I would not be shocked if they were runners up or they qualified to move on to the knockout stages. But yeah, I think England just runs away with this group.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything here to for them to worry.
I think England, like I said, they're going to be like Arsenal. Everyone's going to hate them. Everyone's
Yep.
going to just think they're shit because they're just like not playing entertaining footy, but like they're efficient. Like
Oh yeah.
it's not about footy, man. You just want to win. Who cares if you're playing good footy? Like who cares what your rival fans think? Like You just want to win. And I think that's Tuchel is perfect for that. Like, and they have a squad that's built perfect for that. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see it. I mean, dude, he left out all their talented players. Like no Palmer, no Foden, no Trent, no Wharton. Like
What did
he left
you what
out.
did you let's talk about that just a little bit. Which of those decisions were you most maybe shocked by? Because like I think some of them I can see and like I honestly I kind of rate some of them. I think it took big balls, but like there were a couple that were definitely head scratchers. Which one was like, wow, like really?
So so Foden and Palmer, dude, I'm all for those. Like,
Me
dude, those
too.
guys. I'm like big Foden and Palmer haters. Like, dude, those guys just they're so talented, they just don't do enough. But and Trent, like I mean, this might be some bad
Some
blood that I
Liverpool,
have, but
yeah.
like I'm kind of the same way with him. But again, like he wasn't playing that well for Madrid. He was in another squad. The biggest one for me, dude, is Lewis Hall. Like
Yeah.
he's by far the second best left back in the league this year after Nico O'Reilly, who granted is starting for England, but like why is he not the second left back that they call up? And then Warren as well is a pretty big one for me. Like those
Yeah.
two, that's what I'm saying. Like he left out all the talented passers, like all the guys that have the technical ability to unlock a low block. Like he just left them all out. So I
Yeah.
think we're going to see England struggle against some low blocks. Like they're going to struggle to build out against like high pressing teams like a Germany. Like, and he just doesn't. He's not going to have the weapons on the bench to bring on and like unlock those teams. So I think Lewis Hall was
I
insane
agree
because if
with you.
Nico O'Reilly gets hurt, dude, like
Yeah.
he's gonna be starting an unfit Livramento at left back, like or Dan Burn. Like, come
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think the defensive choices were the most surprising to me. I think Maguire was pretty surprising to me.
on.
Like speaking of not being fit, like John Stones, man, like we're, we're relying on John Stones in the big
Dude,
2026.
I think the John Stones obsession is ridiculous. I don't understand it.
It is weird to me, like even Jordan Henderson. Like I understand you want him in the camp as like your leadership, and he had a good season for Brentford this year. But like, I mean. I think you can get away with tossing Wharton in there, as you said, to break some lines and like give you
Yeah.
something different if the game like
Hmm.
Elliot Anderson, I love him. I think the season he had was incredible, but he's a similar kind of player to Rice in
Yeah.
that like he wants to carry the ball. As an eight, he's very good getting into attacking areas and he's very opportunistic. He scores goals, he's amongst the goals, he gets assists. But like he's not the best line breaker as a midfielder, and I
Yeah.
don't think any of them are. And
Yeah.
I just like I'm dumbfounded by them not bringing in different looks, I guess.
Hmm.
Like even
Um,
Trent to that point. Like
yeah. I mean,
I
like
would have brought him to be honest.
dude, he's just a unicorn.
Yeah,
Like, there's just you need those guys in the squad where,
yeah,
like, if you're all out of answers, like, you're like, damn, like, we're losing 1-0 to Spain, like, 75th minute. Like, dude, bring Trent on, bring Lewis
yeah,
Hall, bring Wharton. Like, those are the guys you want to have at your disposal, but you're going to be bringing on, like, you have like Livermento, Dan Burn, like Jordan Henderson on the bench. You're gonna be like, God damn, like what am I doing? Livermento one was that one was like puzzling, dude.
yeah,
Like that man was unfit all season, and you just and Jed Spence as well. Like, dude, like
yeah.
you'd
DJ
rather bring
Ed.
those guys. Like, I don't understand it. But one pick I will rate is the Tony pick.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
He's like aerial threat, like great penalty taker. Those are the things like I understand. Like that's the type of guy you want on your bench. Like you're like, dude, we got to go route one. Like just play long balls up front. Like or like you're gonna go to penalties, bring them on. But the other ones, I don't know. But again, Tuchel's knockout tournament manager. He knows what he's doing. He's got a brand of football he wants to play. So I'm sure he's got reasons for him.
Yeah, yeah. I think at the end of the day, also like, who would you start as your two center backs in the first match?
If it was me, I would start Konsa and Gay.
So would I. I don't think they will though.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna start Stones or
I think
No, I
he's
don't think
gonna
he'll start
he
Gay.
might even start Kwanzaa, bro. He's been starting Kwanzaa.
Oh yeah, I forgot about I forgot he got like concept called.
I'm interested to see who they start at their right center back. I think that's like the most interesting decision for
Mm,
Tuchel to me right now, just because I think across the rest of the pitch, everything kind of picks itself. I think
Yeah.
maybe if you're a Newcastle supporter, you'd say Gordon over Rashford, but I don't think anyone else is, or I guess Barca now. I don't think anyone else is, even Barca, I think they rate Rashford more than Gordon. But yeah, I think the rest of that team picks itself. And maybe you play Croatia and like it's 0-0 late and you have some issues breaking that team down, but I think in the group stages they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let's get to our award picks here before we pick our World Cup winner. Who is your Golden Ball player of the tournament?
So I kind of looked into it, and five of the last six Golden Ball winners have played in the final. So they've been finalists,
Yeah.
or you can go seven of the last eight. The only one that wasn't was Diego Forlan in 2010, who I think they finished fourth.
What a World Cup
So
he had, by the way.
I'm gonna go with Pedri. I think
Oi.
I think Pedri is just like mid football. I think he's the best center in the world. I think he's just fantastic. So if Spain make it deep, I think it'll be him because Yamal might not play in the group stages, so that might go
Right.
against him. So I think Pedri. If not Pedri, I'd probably go Kane.
Yeah. Kane's a good shout, by the way. I
Yeah,
think Kane, the form Kane's in right now is unbelievable.
dude, he should be Ballon d'Or winner. But
Yeah.
like, no matter, no, even no matter what happens in this tournament, I think it should be him.
Oh,
But
dude.
that's not how it works.
Yeah. But in that same vein, I went with another Spaniard. I did go with Yamal. I just think as this tournament wears on, I think what separates Spain from the rest of the field at the end of the day is it has been him and that midfield. So I think him or Pedro would be a great shot. I'm gonna go with Yamal. I just think he's so prone to those big clutch moments and scoring that wonder goal when his side needs it. And I just think he's gonna turn up with big goals in this tournament, big assists. And like when he's in form, there's just nothing like him in world
Yeah,
football right now. So I'm gonna go with Yamal. I think this is like his 2018 Mbappe World Cup where he just kind of runs the show. So I'm gonna go with him. Who do you have for your Golden Boot top
dude.
goal scorer in this tournament?
I think the two obvious choices are Kane and Mbappe,
Yeah,
but oh,
you
you
have a
know,
weird one?
I'm gonna be frisky,
Let's
and
go.
I mean, it's not even that frisky. I'm gonna say Holland. I think,
I'm gonna be frisky. I'm gonna pick like maybe the greatest goal scorer of all time.
but like like the nation he plays for,
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
personally, I think it'll be him or Kane. And a lot of this stuff always
They'll have to
depends on
play
how.
enough matches.
Yeah, and a lot of this stuff depends on how many penalties you get.
Yeah,
I feel like the top scorer always scores like at least three or four pens. So I think that'll be part of it. But if I'm going for the value pick, I'm going Holland.
yeah. Can I give you a weird value pick before I have my actual choice, but I think Ferran Torres has a shout. Like I think he's
Someone
gonna
said that.
play every match in this tournament, and like say what you will, I'm not the biggest Ferran Torres fan. He is always amongst the goals for Spain,
Yeah,
and like I think because like when I start to think about it, I'm like, all right, so my pick is Kane. I think Kane is in unbelievable form. I think
yeah,
he finds goals, and he's playing the best football of his career. But I think Spain's gonna score way more goals than England will in this tournament.
yeah,
And like naturally, Farron will just be amongst the goals. I think you'll probably get great odds for him if you're looking at like
yeah.
a list. So he would be my value shout, but I'm gonna go with Harry Kane. I just there's no one doing it like him right now, man.
Yeah, the point about England not scoring many goals, that's a really good one that I didn't even think about. But my only thing with Ferran is whether he's going to start once Yamal's back. Because I think Oyarzabal, or however you say that,
I love him, bro.
I think
Or
he's going to be the locked in number nine. And then
yeah,
I think it'll be Nico and Lamine on either side. So
yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Spain, they have so many options, bro. They're so good. Who are a couple of your dark horses to make runs in this tournament?
Let's see. So, I mean, I had Algeria first. So I think that's like the biggest, like, if you're looking at odds to make it, like, I think Algeria is the biggest one. Ecuador, like, Ecuador, Morocco, Turkey, like, those are like the fringe teams. I don't know if you'd really say dark horses, but I think those would be and Norway as
Yeah.
well. I think those are like I think that's like five, which is a lot, but. I think those are like the teams I think like are very capable of making like a quarterfinal run.
Yeah. No, I rate those picks. I similar to you. I have Ecuador. I have Ecuador in my quarterfinal right now. I think they're really good, man. And I think the way that this bracket shakes out, if they are able to, even if they're second in their group, they'd play Senegal, which I think would be a really difficult. That's another team I have as a potential dark horse in this tournament. But that would
Mhm.
be a fun round of 32 actually now. But then they played them, then they'd play Brazil in the next round, which I think is also winnable for them. And then they'd run into England, who I'd have them losing to in the quarterfinal. But I think Ecuador is a great side. I have Morocco as well in my quarterfinal. And I have Turkey as well, who you had as well in going deep in this. Those are my top three. I think if I had to pick another one that we haven't said so far, I think the Ivory Coast, bro. I
Yeah.
think they have some juice, man. And they're a team that not only has just like they're not one of those sides that's like, oh, they have like a forward you've heard of. So like they're a cool team. It's like, no, they have a couple players in each part of the pitch that
Mhm.
can sort of like it's a more sustainable thing. So I think if there's one team we haven't said so far, I would probably go with them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I love the Algeria shot. I think that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also disappointments. Who are the teams who you think people might be leaving this tournament going, ah, damn, man, they really just did not show up.
Yeah, I've kind of touched on it a bit, but I think Brazil, France, and Argentina. I think, and maybe Portugal, just because a lot of people expect them to win it, but I think those are my three or four. Like, they just all have there's something about them. It's just not super convincing. Like France, dude, they should be like Spain and England, phenomenal squads.
Yeah.
Like, but France, you look at that squad, they should be like, we should be sitting here talking about like who has the potential to stop France.
Yeah.
Like that should be the topic, but it's not because Deschamps just isn't a good manager anymore, and they just they're just a team of individuals. I feel like it's too much of that. So I think that could screw them. Brazil, like the fullbacks.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. Argentina, like we're saying, like they're just getting older. Portugal, the front line. So I don't know. I just think those four teams could really not get it done.
Yeah. You're low on France, man. I agree with you though. I think well because also you have to think about it in terms of like what your expectations are. Like for France, it's like
Yeah.
winning the World Cup. Anything less than that is really a disappointment. Maybe like a tough final loss, but like you just lost the
Mhm.
last final. Like now it's kind of like
Yeah.
put up or shut up a little bit, especially with this squad.
Yeah. Like I think they'll definitely make to like the quarterfinals,
Oh
but
yeah.
like I think a quarterfinal loss is very disappointing for them. Like so,
Oh yeah.
like a semifinal loss to like any team that's not Spain, England, Portugal, like would be very disappointing.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you. Yeah, my disappointment candidates, I did go with England just because I think similarly to France, I think the expectations, anything other than really, I think a run to the final. I
yeah.
think anything aside from that would be seen as a massive disappointment on their home
Mhm.
soil. I think their fans are expecting to challenge for the cup. I think a lot of them are probably picking them to win the World Cup, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
So I just think because of that, I would have them as a disappointment candidate. The US, I think there's a real world where like this squad is just really not it. Like I struggle to see a world where they don't get to the round of 32. I just think like there's so many third place spots. I think it'd be shocking if they would completely bowed out, but like I could see them losing the round of 32
Yeah.
to a side that's like pretty middling.
Yeah.
And that's just not good enough for this group.
Mhm. I know, I definitely agree with that. The US, I think they got blessed with a good group, but I think once they get out of that group, and that was because they were a pot one team
Yeah.
because they were hosting. But I think I could see round of 32 loss like immediately. And I think round of 16 is their ceiling. Like I don't think they get much further than that. Then I also forgot about Uruguay and Sweden. I think those two are like real
Yeah.
letdown teams.
Yeah. I
Like I
feel
think
like
that's
for us, yeah, I feel like for us, we've just both like acknowledge that we both think they suck, so they like slip our minds. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think those two are probably not up to what the perception of them is. And then my
Yeah.
last one is also Brazil. I think I just I think they're perceived as a threat to win the World Cup when in reality I think they're so far from it. I think the attacking flair, as I mentioned when we were talking about the group stages, I think is enough to carry them early on, but this is a side I think their floor is much higher than the US, but I think you could see them bow out in the round of 16 or in the quarterfinal.
Mhm.
Like I just struggle to see a world where they're in this still in the semifinal or in the final.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I don't think the stability from the wingbacks, as you said. I even think the midfield. I mean, you might point to some holes in the midfield there,
Yeah. I
which
mean, Gabriel, Marquinhos, Allison triangle at the back, like that should be like
yeah,
rock solid. Bruno G in the midfield is like I mean, he's one of the best midfielders in the world. Like it should be incredible, but like it's just not convincing. I don't know what it is. And I actually filled out my bracket and I had like the way I had set my groups, like they would be playing Netherlands in the round of 32. Like that could easily be round of 32 bow out. So
yeah. I think I would pick them to lose that.
yeah, and I filled out Netherlands going ahead of them. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it could be rough for them. And also another thing for them is the pressure, like the expectations. Like they haven't done well at a World Cup since like 2002. So like this is huge for them.
yeah. Also, like who? Because Wesley just got injured in their last friendly, no? Like
Oh yeah,
who is starting in in their back line aside
dude,
from
they have
from
Alexandru starting at left back, man.
oh
Like,
my days, bro.
come on.
Alexandra, bro. We were
Like,
watching him in the Champions League when we were like 15.
yeah,
He,
exactly.
he's still gonna be starting at the World Cup for Brazil.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah, so I think that would be those three, England, USA, and Brazil. Just in terms of expectations, those three are my
Yeah.
disappointments. Who are your breakout stars, or the guys that you're sort of thinking could take another step in this World Cup?
Yeah. A real kind of a funny one. There's this guy on Saudi Arabia, right?
No way.
His name is El Dosari. He's actually the captain of El Hilal, like the team that
Yeah, yeah.
Benzema, Ruben Neves. Dude, he's kind of a baller. Like I keep up with this. I keep up with the Saudi league like a decent amount. Part of it is me hating on Ronaldo. Part of it is just like out of interest
The
for
hate watch.
yeah. Dude, he's a good player. Like he puts up numbers. So I think he and I had Saudi finishing second in that one group, so I could see him like, making a statement. But besides that, I got guys like Akun from Turkey, Guri, I think how you say it, striker for Algeria, plays for
Hmm.
Marseille, had a good
Yeah.
season for Marseille. Diomande, if you count that. But I think my biggest one is Manzambi for Switzerland. He
Ooh.
plays for what German team? Gladbach, I think it is. Let me see. No, Freiburg. He
Hmm.
was incredible in the Europa League or
Yeah.
Conference League, I think, for
They went to
them
the
this
final,
season.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, he was incredible for them. Like I watched a few of those games. Like I'd have to Golazo show up, and he was just like always playing really well. So I think this could be a big tournament for him. And Switzerland, like that easy group, like I think they can make that little run, and I think he could be key for that. So
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I think also like the World Cup is such a stage for players to like showcase and then get a big move. We've seen it so much. Like we saw it
dude, so many
with
times.
Enzo in the last World Cup, and we've seen it with I mean James dating back to like the 2014 World Cup. And like there's always these guys who get big moves. I think Buadi for Morocco in the midfield, he's been linked with a lot of Premier League sides. I think this is a huge chance for him to sort of highlight how good he is. I think that group is favorable for him to sort of show that playing against a Brazil midfield who we said is outside of Bruno G, there's not a ton that you love about that midfield. So I think it's a great opportunity for him to show out on the world stage. I had Diamande as well on that list. And I think Oscar Bob, I think this was a one where like he's already sort of broken out. A lot of people know who he is, but I think this is a chance for him to sort of replace his name and
Mhm.
his status because after he moved to Fulham, he had some
Yeah,
good performances, but you just don't hear from him a lot. So I'd like to see Oscar Bob sort of reclaim his place. And then Gilberto
yeah.
Mora was my last one for Mexico. I think this kid's class. and I'm
Mhm.
excited for everyone to see how good he can be
Yeah.
for El Tree.
Hendrick as well. Like
Yeah, yeah.
obviously everyone knows who he is, but this could be that tournament where he like solidifies himself. Like he's
Oh,
like Real Madrid, like I'm your solution to right wing.
yeah,
Like
yeah. No, this could be big for Hendrick. I love that shout. And then who finally is your World Cup winner?
I got Spain.
You have Spain?
Yeah, I hate picking the favorite, but dude, they're just so good. And when you look at all the best teams, I think there's not many top international teams that have a top manager. Like France has Deschamps, Portugal has Roberto Martinez. There's a few others, but like I think
Tuchel.
yeah, besides his stupid obsession with Unai Simon is
Yeah.
besides that, I think he's a great manager. And Spain just they just play liquid footy. Dude, they just play really solid footy. And the Euros, they look incredible. I just think they got something about
Yeah, I have the same pick. I wish I had a different pick, but yeah,
them.
I think Spain's just a level above. I think my final is England Spain, and like I think the thing about that final and like when you really break down that matchup is like I think Spain does all of the things that you would want out of England. And like the things that we have question marks about for England are like all the things we know that Spain can do. Like
Yeah,
Spain can
for
break down a low block. Spain can counter. Spain can like they can do everything. And I just think there's more questions with every other team in this World Cup where like Spain is just like roll the ball out and they'll score 3 goals. They'll
yeah.
defend well. They have a good goalkeeper. They have a good manager. Their midfield's unbelievable. Like there's really no flaw to the side. And like we talked about it with France. We talked about it with Brazil. We talked about it with Portugal, with England. Every other team, there's just these one or two things where you're just like
Yeah, exactly.
they can just be caught out. And yeah, I just think Spain, they're reaching their heights. They won the Euros already, and I think this generation for them is just they're just going to keep rolling.
Yeah. I think the only question mark with them is like Yamal's fitness. Like, if
Yeah,
can he come back
for
and be
sure.
100%? And another thing, dude, like they're missing Fermin Lopez, who is an absolute baller, dude. I should have checked it before, but I think he ended up having like almost just as good stats as Bruno Fernandez. Like all
Yeah,
this
it
talk
was
of Bruno.
ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think his numbers are like similar. But and the thing is they're missing him, and then you just plug in Fabian Ruiz or like Danny Olmo. Like it's not even like oh dang, like we have to start Danny Olmo, like or Fabian Ruiz. Like
Yeah,
so that's my thing with them. So like they're just I think they just have so much depth in that midfield and that front line. Like maybe not the front line, but in that midfield, man, it's just unreal.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right to point out Lamin's health. It's also like we talked about their forward, their number nine. Like Oyarzabal has been great for Spain when he's played for them, and Ferran, he's always amongst the goals. But like you could see a world where they struggle to get like a real finishing touch from whoever it is that they decide to roll with as their number nine. And if Lamine is injured and he's missing a few games here and there, what does the service look like? Do
Yeah.
they struggle to break down teams? So, I mean, there's definitely a world where they look much more human than we've seen. In that case, who would you take as your second team?
I think England, dude. I just think like I've been saying it, Tuchel is just knockout footy. Like the dude just being a problematic team. Like just like start from the back and like work your way forward. Like if you're solid at the back, like you are capable of making a run all the way. Like
Yeah,
that's part of the reason why Ecuador is so good and Morocco. They keep so many clean sheets. Their back lines are so good. They're so tactically disciplined. Like that's why they're so good. So I think England's just an upgraded version of those two teams. And like, I mean, Declan Rice and Anderson at the base, Bellingham in front of them, maybe Morgan Rogers, and then you have the best player in the world this season and Harry Kane. So yeah, I think it's hard to look past them. But
yeah,
France and Portugal, like that Portugal midfield, that France attack, like it's hard to ignore them. But
yeah. If
I
it's
think
a
it's an England final.
Yeah, I mean I agree with you. I'd probably roll with the English, but then again, like say Spain gets knocked out by by France in the semifinal, and it's a France-England final. I would really struggle to pick
Yeah.
England in that match.
Yeah, dude, it's like that's the thing. You can go
Yeah,
anyway with it. Like you can attack one weakness about a
I
team and
know.
use that as your reasoning, but like I just think being defensively solid is the foundation of
Oh yeah.
everything. Like, I think that's just the most important thing. And like France, even like Chouameni, Rabiot against Rice, Anderson, and Jude Bellingham, like dude, they might like physically they just might eat them alive.
Yeah.
On the ball, like
I
England's not outdoing anyone on the ball, really.
if it's Rabiot starting in like the latter stages of this World Cup, bro, I get it.
They didn't even call up Kamavinga. So like it's I think it's gonna be him and Tchouaméni. And
Brother,
if not, it's gonna be like him and Conte. I
brother,
don't think it's gonna start Tchouaméni Conte.
bro, the French have protested for less. If Deschamps is starting Rabiot in a World Cup semifinal, there will be fires burning in the streets of Paris. But yeah, no, this should be. I still can't believe this World Cup is kicking off in less than 48 hours here. But this should be an unbelievable tournament. Of course, it'll be difficult to get to matches. I'll probably just pop out in the streets and try to celebrate with all the traveling fans. But yeah, man, I mean, a month of soccer just nonstop. Folks, if you're not a footy fan, this is the time. Hop on the
Yeah.
bandwagon. Join
Dude,
us.
just throw a game on a monitor while you're working. Like,
Yeah.
dude, the atmospheres are just incredible. And despite all the controversy about, the US hosting it and all the politics and stuff, like it's still a World Cup. It's still going to be great. Like everyone's going to love it. So yeah, even casuals should be tuning in.
Yeah. And I do hope this is like the event that really starts to make soccer like a real like primary sport in the United States. And I hope that it is. And I think people seeing like the culture around it will be massive.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it to kick off. Mexico, South Africa. Last time we saw that to start a World Cup, 2010,
Bofano,
Shabalala,
Bofano.
Bafana,
Yeah.
Bafana. Come on, man. Cannot wait. Hattie, thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Episode 51. Folks, enjoy the World Cup. We'll see you next time.